Good day, folks. We're glad to have you viewing our program here at Lake TV 90. My name is Mike Courier, and I have a delightful opportunity to visit and talk with lots of important people here at Lake of the Ozarks. It's kind of a who's who of the Ozarks to find out what makes the Ozarks a wonderful place to visit and a good place to live and raise a family. We search for diversity here and getting as many different kinds of people as we can, those that are known and those that aren't so well known, so that they become better known. Today I'm going to introduce to you about the second person I met here at the lake, and probably it's my longest term friend, and that is Stanley Field. Good to have you, Stanley. Good strong grip there with your arm. I guess it looks like it's healing.
Where's the makeup guy?
Yeah, no makeup guy.
Oh.
I've been with Stanley for several years with the Rotary Club over at Laurie Sunrise Beach, and just as a good friend to have, and we call each other frequently. Stanley, the title that I know you as, that most people recognize Stanley Field as, the ambassador. That's his nickname, because he serves so many different organizations. He has been on every board here at the lake, and probably even a couple diving boards. Stanley is a person who is well known for his wit, his sense of humor, and his friendly, generous style. Stanley, give us about a 1-minute biography of who Stanley Field really is and where you came from and all about your family.
Well, I was born and raised in Kansas City. I attended school there. Our family owned a business in Kansas City. I was married, happily married for 15 years, married for 16 years. But we have 2 daughters, Amy and Courtney. I have 3 grandkids through Amy, Courtney, Charlie, and Abby. We sold our business in the early 80s, and I moved to the lake. I just kind of thought, well, I'll start over. I was involved with the Chamber of Commerce in Kansas City as a civic operation, but I decided to move to the lake and meet new people, and called on the Chamber, one of the first places I visited, and I wrote a newspaper down here for several years and got involved in different groups, not only the Chamber, but the Arts Council. Was on their board for a while over in Lake Ozark and met people on that side of the lake. I live on the Lake West. And then I got involved with Rotary, and I love it. It was a life changer for me.
Just about every board that you've been involved in, the West Lake Rotary, Chamber of Commerce there, I know, and we're an officer there and a leader there, and several other community and civic boards. What are some of the things that you've seen happen that you might have been a part of in your time here at the lake?
Whatever I get involved in, we have fun. Like right now,
That's
Rotary, we got one of the funnest clubs there is. We just enjoy meeting people and welcoming people in. I've seen more, I guess, openness. When I first moved down here some 25 years ago, a lot of the pioneers at the lake were still here. Of course, around the lake was smaller, less developed, and now it's just, I thought I'd never find this place today because of the new bypass and at the expressway, but there's so many changes, physical, but also I think in the welcoming of people. The reason it's growing
more
down,
accepting,
and it's just it's more open. It's more business oriented, tourist oriented. I just love it.
Oh, I know it probably takes you about an hour to get from your house up to the bank in Laurie. Driving, because you stop everywhere along the way and sit and chat and move on and sit and you're kind of like Ben Franklin was. That's how he developed his career as a journalist, by just visiting all the different businesses and taverns in town and talking with people. And if you want to know something about the Lake of the Ozarks, ask Stanley, because if he doesn't know it, he's going to find out. As ambassador, that wasn't your idea. You didn't take that on. People just knew to call you that because you did so many generous and outreaching good things for so many different people and so many different organizations. I see you have some papers here. Are there some things you want to talk about and highlight besides Rotary?
It's pretty much Rotary.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, coming up is our Fall Folly Show. That's a car show at the Laurie Hillbilly Fairgrounds. This is our 9th season. It's September 7th and 8th.
Coming up.
It's a major fundraiser for our Rotary Club. Our club's known as the club that built the swimming pool.
Yes.
Westlake Aquatic Center, and a lot of the funds raised from the car show go for that beneficiary. So I wanted to mention that.
So this is two-toned. In fact, it's place for people to come display their cars. We have many car clubs that bring their membership there in their cars. I've been there several times. It's huge. And there's old cars, new cars, hot rods, old cars, classics, beautiful, beautiful cars. Some
Not
for
just
sale.
cars, there's bikes, there's every mode of transportation you can think of. There's T-buckets, just you name it.
Bring your camera when you see that, because
Well,
there's a car for everybody there that you'd enjoy. And some of them are for sale, and there's other things that, equipment and third-party things for cars and so forth.
And things for kids to do. We got duck races, and we've got little fishing area, so bring the family, not just the car
great.
buffs.
And it's free?
Well, we charge for parking, just a minimum charge
parking.
for parking, and then everything else is free.
Well, so bring a carload then.
Bring a carload or a truckload.
That's right. And do the people who want to exhibit their car, do they have a fee for exhibit?
There's a registration fee. Registration is before August 26th is $25, pre-registration. Registration after August 26th is $30. And
That's
they can
pretty
register
reasonable.
online at lsbrotary.org.
Great. And that raises quite a bit of money that goes for all the good things that Rotary does locally, or do they send that money on to the national?
We send, of course, Rotary's all around the world, and we have our local club and our projects. Some of the things that our club does are college scholarships, our youth exchange program.
That's quite a significant thing. That
ongoing.
And every year it seems they're always looking for families to host.
Host families, right.
And you don't have to have a child to send off to some foreign land, or even a teenager at home. They're just looking for a good family in a school district. Is it Versailles this year?
Yes, it alternates between Versailles and Camden. Last year our student was from Colombia, and he won, so he was pretty much out of Camdenton. And this year the student to be Versailles with the host families.
Do you have all the families you need so far?
No, we still need some. We have the first one. The first is always the toughest to get, and then it's about a 3-month stint for each family.
Okay.
And then
so it's not long term. The child
No,
isn't with
no.
you for a whole school
No, we want
semester.
to
It's
spread them out.
3 months. That's great. And the host families benefit a lot by it, because they become involved in that student's life and their culture, and it's a benefit for both sides.
It is, right.
That's good.
You'd make a good Rotarian, by the way.
Thursday's a hard day for me, but
sure it
I
is.
want to get back. What else do you do besides scholarships and foreign exchange students?
Youth Leadership Academy, where this year we've adopted the CADV. We helped them furnish a room, Citizens Against Domestic Violence. We have literature projects. Of course, we support the Westlake Aquatic Center. We go wherever the need is as best we can do it. We're a service organization. We've helped the Share the Harvest Food Pantry in the past. We helped the Boy Scout Camp. We do.
You've helped Charlie Myrick in his
Ivy Bend Food Pantry last Christmas.
Yes. So the Rotary there is a giving program. You don't come to get a lot out of it. You come to give your time and your service, and maybe a couple dollars or two every time.
Yeah, and one reason I got involved with Rotary is, I'll try to keep the story short, but when I was in Kansas City with the Chamber of Commerce up there, I attended a Dale Carnegie course, and they teach you how to speak and be accepted, etc. So I talked in front of the group, and they said, well, you don't really need to be here. You already, you're outgoing, etc., etc. You don't need to be here. So I thought, well, okay, so I left. And then when I moved down to the lake, I got involved in writing a newspaper, and I was kind of an investigative reporter. And one organization I covered was one of the local AA groups that are a counselor help group. And I walked in there and introduced myself, and they said, well, you don't need to be here. We counsel with the people that you don't need to be here. So I left, and I thought, rejection. And not long after that, someone called me and asked me to come to a Rotary lunch. And as soon as I walked in, I didn't know anybody, but they're literally open arms, and they welcomed me. And I said, finally, I found a place where I'm welcomed. And that was 12 years ago. Then I went on, but served on the board, got involved with membership and some of the offices, and I became president of the club and love it, love everything our club does, but we're welcome. We welcome everybody. We meet every Thursday at noon at next door to Can and Smoked in Sunrise Beach. And any of you out there in TV land, if you're around Laurie, Sunrise Beach, just give me a call, 216-4706, and I'll invite you to lunch, and it will change your life.
Yes, it does.
Love it.
Now, even though Laurie Sunrise Beach is your Rotary and mine, there are other Rotary clubs here at the lake that would be closer than Sunrise Beach.
Sure,
There's one in Camden, a couple over here in Osage Beach, I know.
Yeah, Lake Ozark, Osage Beach, Camdenton, and Laurie.
Yeah, they have a good presence on the internet, and it's a very good way to get to know your community. It's just not for old folks too. We're looking for young folks, young business people, young business leaders, young women who want to be a part of the community and contribute in a sustained way. Rotary just does not help our local people around here, but it also helps worldwide in the polio eradication, and they're working on clean water projects now all over the world. My daughter leaves for Guatemala tomorrow.
Does she?
To do a clean water ministry down there for 10 days, so it's very important. Stanley, did you bring your lunch here? I see a...
Oh, well, let me tell you something. Wherever you go, if you're asked as an icebreaker, introduce yourself, always have a piece of toast with you. And just open the conversation with, I'd like to propose a toast. And while people are kind of laughing, then you can leave, but you don't have to say anything. Just, I'd like to propose a toast. So that's the reason for that.
I thought that was Toastmasters, but I guess...
No, it's Toastmaster. Well, you were bred properly, I guess. Kind of a crusty remark, but... And always carry a pepper grinder with you.
I know, that's your
flavor of any food. So you want to have a pepper grinder with you, too. That's
you carry that with you?
Yes.
Yes. All right.
What else do you want to know?
What changes have you seen here at the lake in the last 5 years, besides opening up?
I think there are just so many activities. People say, what do you do at the lake? Because the image was the lake's fine, and after Labor Day, the lake closes up. In the wintertime, the lake freezes up. That's when the lake gets busy. When you live here, there's something going on every day. Like you're busy, you do so many different things. Well, this is the high season. I do I'm retired, but still I'm active in different organizations. I guess what I've seen is more activity on the water and off the water with groups, with planning. We have, coming up, my family's coming down later this month, and they have this big Aquapalooza. Well, Aquapalooza is one of the world's largest gathering of Sea Ray boats, and that's just one weekend with the shootouts coming up. Then they'll plan for our car shows coming up, barbecue cook-offs. In the wintertime, there's winter festivals. It goes on. The lake doesn't close.
The lake is alive, right?
The lake's alive.
That's important.
Getting aliver, or is that a proper word?
It's a good place to raise a family, and it's a good place to visit. And so many people that visit come here to live eventually.
They do.
And that's not how I got here, but I'm glad I'm here. So it's an important time.
That's great.
Stanley, thanks for being.
You
got some more?
I just
something
want
else.
to do a
Okay.
quick magic trick if I can.
All right.
Now, what are those two coins?
You have a quarter here and a nickel.
See, it worked. It worked. I wouldn't have known that if you hadn't. It's magic. Thanks so much, Mike. You're amazing. You're an absolutely amazing person.
That's what it takes for Stanley to become humorous. Okay.
Nice seeing you.
Thank you,
Thanks
Stanley.
for your time.
Glad you're on the program. Thanks for
you so
being my
much.
friend, too.
Thank you.
It's very important.
Likewise.
Thanks for, stay here. Thanks for being on the show, Stanley, and we're glad that you know now a little bit more about what makes the Lake of the Ozarks living, and it lives all year round. There's always something to do. Not very many people can keep up with Stanley. He's always on the go. I never pass him on the highway that he doesn't give me a call on the phone saying, why didn't you honk? So, we're glad you were here today. My name is Mike Courier. If you'd like to have somebody on your organization or yourself on the program to talk about what you do to contribute to the good life here at Lake of the Ozarks, give us a call or contact us on email. Thank you for viewing. Have a great day.